So Bali is still one of the most popular places to travel, and a while back I spent 3 weeks there and there's definitely some things that I wish that I had been prepared for. So I'm going to just kind of tell you some things that I think you should know before visiting Bali or even before booking your trip. First thing you need to know about Bali is that over tourism has definitely impacted the island, and I really feel for the locals. Do I think that Bali is the best place to travel to? No, there are certain places that would appreciate your visit a lot more, but I don't judge people for going places because it's not productive. If you choose to go to Bali for whatever reason, I will just warn you that the island's infrastructure was not built to handle the demand. Most of the roads are pretty narrow, and there's a lot of people on the island, which means there's a lot of traffic. It's not abnormal for a 10-mile drive to take 2 hours. If you want to hop around and see different parts of the island, just be prepared to sit in a car for a long time. Yes, motorbikes are everywhere in Bali, but I would only recommend riding one if you are well experienced and you know what you're doing. Bali is also very westernized now, especially in parts of Canggu. If you're into luxury spas, fancy brunch cafes, and yoga studios, then you will love Bali. But if you want a really rich cultural experience, you can absolutely have one in Bali, but you have to really seek it out. I would say avoid resorts and stay in kind of the more quieter, more residential areas. But if you like a luxury resort, Bali has fantastic ones too. Bali is very English friendly, it's very safe, the locals are very friendly, so I wouldn't worry about any of that. There's also a lot of really cool things to do. I loved Sukhumvit waterfalls, I loved hiking Mount Batur, but I also did one of those Instagram tours and I thought it was really gimmicky and kind of silly. I would just choose your experiences wisely. I think quality over quantity is really important because Bali is just a really great place to sit back and relax too, but then also if you try to do everything, again, you're going to be spending a lot of time in the car and that can be kind of exhausting in its own way. Bali is, in my opinion, more expensive than much of Southeast Asia, but less expensive than the West still, but that's going to really depend on the type of experience you want. I stayed in hostels and kind of did Bali on a budget and I had a great time. It worked out great. Is Bali worth visiting? I would say yes. I think it's worth visiting at some point in your life, but I think it also depends on just what kind of traveler you are. There's probably other parts of Indonesia that would appreciate your visit much more. And now remember, these are just my opinions from my experience. I would be happy to answer questions and I would also be happy to discuss things further.